Hello and welcome to my channel Stinu Loves Makeup. Today I'm filming a tag video. I was tagged in this tag video by Bettina from the Makeup Enthusiast. She has really interesting videos. She's an Australian YouTuber and really worth checking out. And the person who originally started this tag is Kelly Gooch, so I will tag both their channels then below. And I thought this tag is actually a really interesting one. Unlike favorite tags, you can only keep one, and that's it for the rest of your life. You're using that one item from each category. So obviously you might not want to pick your favorite. If your favorite is a bright green lipstick, you probably wouldn't want to just wear that for the rest of your life. So I thought this is an interesting tag. I will do it. For most of the items I didn't have too much trouble picking one to keep forever, but some categories like palette were a bit more tricky. I mostly went with the categories that Kelly uses, but one category I don't have an item for, and I added two other categories in instead. Up first we've got primers, and the primer I chose is this one, the Hangover RX Primer by Too Faced. And the reason for this is because I've got really dry, eczema prone skin. I need a lot of moisture most of the time. Sometimes my skin is perfectly fine, most of the time it needs a little extra assistance in addition to the moisturizer that I usually wear anyway. So I've decided to use this. I do sometimes wear a pore filling primer instead, but more often than not I will reach for a moisturizing primer like this, and this at the moment is my best moisturizing primer. While I rarely wear foundation, I do occasionally for special occasions, or if my skin tone is really uneven due to my eczema, I do wear foundation, and when I do, I reach for the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth. I do have some more full coverage foundations, but I find this will do me most of the time, so I'll probably just keep this. And I have it in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. And if you're thinking I'm looking a bit red and shiny and hot, it's because it's 38 degrees Celsius here in Perth, which is a little bit crazy because it's supposed to be autumn, but we're having a bit of a heat wave and I don't have aircon in the house. The next category is concealer, and when you see the concealer you will not be surprised that this is the one that I've decided to keep if I can only keep one, and it's this, which is the Maybelline, I think, Dark Circle Eraser. The packaging is pretty much completely gone, in the shade Light. Yeah, in the shade Light, and I use this under my eyes. As you can see, I still look quite tired today, but you know, I tried. I'm not wearing any color corrector today because my skin's really dry, and so the more product I pad on, just the worse it looks, so I just went with a little bit of concealer. But as you can see, I will need to purchase a new one of these soon. It's almost gone. The next category is the category I don't have anything for, and that's bronzers. I just don't wear bronzer ever. Maybe one day I will get into it, but I know people sort of bronze the side of their face and their forehead, but my forehead is kind of tiny. So I don't want to make it look any smaller than it already is, which is why I don't use a lot of bronzer. I do, however, have a favorite blush, and that is this Lancôme Blush Subtil in Rose Flush. It's from the Blush Subtil palette, this middle one here, and I will swatch it on the back of my hand, although I hope you can see it. I have eczema anyway, so it kind of blends in a bit, but yeah, that's it. And I also have a highlighter swatched. I will show you the highlighter in a sec, but that's the blush that I love to wear. I'm not wearing it today. I'm not wearing a lot of makeup today because I did come from teaching, so I don't wear a lot of makeup to teach. I highly recommend this blush. It's definitely my absolute favorite. It looks beautiful with every look, no matter what. Sometimes I put in a bit too much and then it's a bit too much, but it's still a beautiful blush no matter what. Highlighter, I had a hard time deciding because I've got a bunch of different ones that I use all over the place, just whatever I feel like, but there is one that I go back to a lot, especially if I want to look really put together and not so flushed maybe, and one that goes with every look that I've ever made, and that's this Love Light Highlighter by Too Faced in Blinded by the Light, and it's just a beautiful highlighter. And here's a super built up swatch on my hand. And it looks quite pale if you look at it like this, but for some reason on my skin tone, especially when I am wearing more makeup than this, it just looks gorgeous. I am wearing a little bit of it today, but just lightly blended on my cheekbones. I don't know if you can actually see it, but I'm so shiny anyway that it probably just blends in with the rest of my shine. Next I'm gonna go with the two categories that I put in myself. One of them is mascara, and my mascara, if I could only keep one, is this Urban Decay Perversion. As you can see, I've only got a sample, but this is the mascara that has made my lashes look the best out of any mascara I've ever tried, and it's got the kind of wand that I really like. Can't open it because my hands are all sweaty, which I know is gross, but fact of life. So I'm gonna use my skirt to help me open it. Hopefully I won't get any mascara on my skirt. So I really love this type of brush. It's kind of fat, but it does beautiful things for my lashes. So I like it. If I could only keep one, it would be Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. Now the next category that Kelly did not mention, as far as I know, I watched her video and I made some notes, is eyeshadow primer. I don't know if she just doesn't have an eyeshadow primer that she would keep above all others, but I do. And that is the Glitter Glue by Too Faced. Now obviously this is a glitter glue and not as such a normal eyeshadow primer, but I use this whenever I want my shimmery and glittery and all of that eyeshadows to stay on my lids without creasing, and this is a bang up job. Once again, the Glitter Glue by Too Faced. It's not cheap, but it'll last ages. I've had this for a while and it's basically still full. The next category is brushes, and I find it really interesting to see like what kind of a brush people can't live without. It's exciting. I'm weird. So Kelly had an eyeshadow brush and a face brush, and I kind of have both as well, because those are really the two types of brushes that I need in my life to do my makeup the way I like to do it. And one is a blending brush, any basic blending brush. This is by e.l.f. So let's say e.l.f. blending brush. I have a few of these. They cost $3 from Kmart, I'm pretty sure. And I put most of my eyeshadow on with my fingers anyway, because I have to keep my nails short because I'm a string player. I play the viola. So long nails are not an issue. Yeah, I like doing my makeup with my fingers most of the time. So, but I like blending out the edges. So I've got an e.l.f. blending brush to blend out the edges. And then any one of my blush brushes I would be fine to keep, because I can use the blush brush for blush, obviously, but also for highlighter, contouring, anything else I need to do, I can use a blush brush, which I actually do. When I go traveling, I don't take a bunch of face brushes, I take one. Maybe one of my more skinny type, I mean fluffy, but not super fat blush brushes, because then I can use it for blush, highlight, contour, whatever. It's fine, easy. The last two categories are also the most difficult ones, I think. First up, we have lipstick. Most people I've watched have picked a nude type lip color, which kind of makes sense because it's the most versatile, but I figure if I want to wear a nude lip, I have nude lips. If I don't wear any lipstick, that's nude lips, so I don't need a nude lipstick, it's fine. So I picked a red. I'm actually wearing it right now, which might surprise you. What I've done is I've picked this Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collection lipstick in Spiderweb. It's one of the satin formula. They still have this in their collection. It's a beautiful red. If you lightly pat it on like I did, you get sort of a lip stain effect, which is beautiful. It's very natural. You can wear it for teaching, wear it to work, wear it for whatever. It looks kind of more pink than red, but I can also wear it as an actual red lipstick, and this red is beautiful. It's more of a cool toned red, and I really like it. So I would definitely go with Spiderweb by Urban Decay. There's a bunch of other reds. Over the course of my life, I've owned a bunch of reds where they've been my only lipsticks at times, or the one that I definitely needed to know where it was at all times. So if I could only keep one, it would definitely be a red like this. Now we're coming to the last category, and that's eyeshadow palettes. Well, I don't own as many eyeshadow palettes as some people who are on YouTube. I own enough to make this a difficult decision, and I had to think about it a bit. At first I thought maybe I would go with an all purple palette, something like this. with your Theory palette in Amethyst. I do use this a lot, actually, all of the time, especially if I have a gig or something. And for the longest time, I used to own, like, before I owned a lot of makeup like I do now, I used to own just one purple eyeshadow palette, or 3 or a quad. As long as it had, you know, a light, a medium, and a dark purple in it, I was happy. That's all I needed. But then the other day, I was playing around and doing my makeup. I was going to a party, and I used a palette that reminded me that actually this is a thing. And if you have been watching a few of these tag videos, especially if you watched Kelly's and Bettina's from the Makeup Enthusiast, you will have seen this. This is the Masquerade palette from Juvia's Place, and it's so versatile. And as you can see, it's got this beautiful purple in it. So I thought, you know what? I've got all of these more neutral shades and all of these more colorful shades. If I could only keep one, it would be this. Because most palettes have either super colorful shades or super neutral shades, and this has both. But a lot of the neutrals are actually really pretty and shimmery. So I'm actually wearing Dahlia and Giza today. So I've got Dahlia all over my lid and Giza in my inner corner. So the other day I was wearing shades from this. This is the Flaming Love collection. No, the Flaming Love palette by Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. And I was playing with this and the Juvia's Place. And it reminded me that, yes, the Juvia's Place is so versatile and beautiful. And because I've got the original size, big size, these pants are massive. They would actually probably literally last me a lifetime, even if I could only use this palette. I'm not going to tag anyone to do this, because most people I watch and that I know have either already been tagged or have already done this video. But if you have not done this video yet and you have a YouTube channel, please do it. I would love to see it. So obviously tell me about it once you've done it so I can go watch it. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, let me know in the comments. You know, I am always so interested. This is actually one of the most interesting tags that I've seen, because most tags are like ride or die, and it's like, yeah, this is my favorite, this is my favorite. But this is different because it's like only keeping this. So it's very different. If you like what you see with me, obviously I don't just do tag videos, I do other videos too. Check out some of my other videos and subscribe. And like I said, let me know what you would keep if you could only keep one. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.